Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate live faces and everybody that's at home. Welcome. I'm Noelle Reynolds, president of CAN, and it's December already. I feel like we just did this in May. Hopefully everybody would have gotten an email from me last night with the agenda. So this is something that I attached in last night's email. And also on the back is the schedule and a nice write-up about Gaudi Leshem, our presenter, demonstrator tonight. So hopefully you got this last night. Those of you at home, if you open it, you got our whole itinerary for tonight. I want to thank everybody that's here, our board members, everybody live, everybody at home. Appreciate you coming out for our biannual meeting. I have two things that I want to talk about today initially. And the first one is the proposed 2022 calendar. So the township has our proposed calendar right now, and they are just coordinating the dates so that we have all of our show schedule for next year. So as soon as they approve that, and there are multiple committees that have to look that over, they've had it for about a week, so I know for a fact it'll show up in tomorrow's email instead of today. So as soon as that gets approved by the township, you'll have all of the dates for our upcoming shows. The one that we don't have any say over as the date would be the Martinis with Monet. And I can tell you now, if you're planning far enough ahead, that is our opening is July 13th. Township did move it ahead a week because the holiday, 4th of July, falls late in the week. So they did move that ahead a week. So if you're planning ahead, July 13th will be our Martinis with Monet. The schedule will have everything else about pickup, drop-off, registration, the same calendar that I share with you at every meeting and Debbie graciously puts in the newsletter for upcoming events. I'm also going to hold my tongue on one special event that I'm still trying to coordinate. So that'll be upcoming, but it'll be in addition to what we normally do for the year. So it just won't be here. So I'll let you know as soon as I can get all those dates worked out. And that will be, you should have this before the end of the year, planning for January 1. Okay? Any questions about that? But we'll have all of the registration dates, everything will be, the whole calendar you'll get for next year. The next one is PayPal. So PayPal, starting for the next show, which would be January, some point late January when we start registering for our spring show, your only form of payment is going to be PayPal. So we had a lot of technical issues with the dual buttons. So you remember how when you registered for a show, there were two buttons. So this if you're a member, this if you're a non-member. But we had a lot of people that hit one button, but then we're linking it together. So we're linking when you register, you pay your registration fee right then and there on PayPal. So you can't get past registration without paying, and you can't pay without registering your artwork. So that seems to have been, I know for the Martini show, was a problem because you could, I'm not even sure technically how it happens, but the link is going to be with PayPal. So I did include a how-to sheet on how to set up PayPal. It's 6 or 7 easy steps, and you'll always be able to pay through PayPal because we're not going to accept checks anymore for shows because we pay for a mailbox. We have to rely on someone to go get it. There may only be 2 or 3 checks there. We've had checks show up weeks later after the show has already opened. So we're going to move to an all PayPal system for shows. Question, Joan?
Yes, I have a problem with PayPal.
What's the big? Go ahead.
Because, well, it had to do with eBay and a thing, and they had sent me a message, and you could not appeal this. I did nothing wrong. And they said that I was kicked off PayPal completely. I don't know why, because I sent and said, well, tell me what, I don't understand. And they just referred to you some vague, what do you call it, and that I cannot sign up again.
Through
So-
that, so you have one email account? Is that, they kicked you off for the one email account?
PayPal as your name. So the only way I could pay would be to pay through somebody else's PayPal, I guess.
That would work.
Would that work?
That has always worked. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, if you gave, if you gave
suppose-
Jenny $20 and she makes the payment for you,
Yeah.
but we has had so many problems with, and I don't know, and some of it might have been the way our registration page was set up, that you could register for a show, and then it was hard for non-members because they had to send. It's just going to make it easier to where we actually link them together so that you can't do one thing without the other thing. And I think we'll have far less glitches that, you know, some people could register, but then they forgot to put their image in, like their second image. Or, you know, there's no way to go back and check if your title is correct, if your sizes were correct, if your amount that you want to change the price to. So you can do all of that before you hit that button, and it links it together. Question?
Jill Wiggins is on chat, and she's asking, what about Venmo?
Venmo is that's a phone app, correct?
Kind of like PayPal.
It's like PayPal, it's just another thing that's out there. Well,
You could Venmo to somebody and
we'll have to discuss that.
I have to bring that up with Colin because Colin and Linda Kirby are the ones who are writing all of the code to make that possible. So I will ask. Okay. So any questions about that? Any questions online about that? I feel like I'm at school. I'm
Well, that's what I'll
live teaching.
I'll-
I feel like I'm at school. Any questions in the gallery? Any questions over? Same thing. Okay. All right. So that's all that I had as far as the big topics coming up for 2022. The calendar will come out. We're going to move to all PayPal in 2022. And that, okay, so that's it for me. I think that's all I really wanted to share out with the group. And everybody, now I just want to confirm because I was telling Mary Jane, I had one email come back to me last night of the 112. So everybody received my email. Even if you didn't read it, you saw an email that came through. Everybody at home saw an email come from me?
I did.
Okay, good. Okay. So then I'm going to, what's that? I thought I said,
Yep.
okay.
Actually, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Will the dues be PayPal also, or will we write checks for the dues?
I'm going to let Mary Jane talk to you about when we get to membership. Perfect. I knew that was coming. Okay, Vice President Jim. If you want to let everybody know how they can view this or
Yeah.
where you
I'll come on
store
the camera,
everything.
too, so the Zoom folk can see me.
Okay. So the Zoom people.
The Zoom people. And remember, you have to talk to the camera, not the laptop. Hello, Zoom people. Well, obviously you know how to watch it on Zoom, but we will be putting it on the Cranberry Artist Network YouTube channel. I guess I could do this so you can hear me better. Or I could pretend I'm doing the Taco Bell. Let me take your order. But anyway, we're going to put it on the Cranberry Artist Network YouTube channel. We'll send a link out probably on Facebook and maybe over email. It'll just be the recording of the meeting tonight and the demo that Gotti's going to do. And, we encourage you to check out the YouTube channel. There's some videos there from before the world closed, and we have to put more. Any questions, comments? I heard something.
You froze.
I froze.
It said, Jim, the internet
Yes, you're
connection-
frozen.
Am I still frozen?
It said that the internet connection was
No, not now.
unstable.
Oh, boy.
I don't like that word, unstable.
Our internet connection isn't the greatest here, so
Back now.
please bear with us. Speak up if it does freeze. I mean, hopefully it'll keep moving the majority of the time. Fingers crossed. And again, we'll be posting a higher quality video afterwards. And I'm talking to the laptop and not the camera. But that's all I have.
Oh, I was not even looking at the camera. I'm actually
Yeah.
looking that way. Okay. And Marcy for treasurer's report.
Hi.
Marcy, you have to come up here.
Oh, I have to. See, I was not a teacher when we had this set up.
It was more fun then.
Yes, it was more
Yeah,
fun.
so if you
then.
stand where
I'm
I'm
gonna
at.
Stand right here and look at the camera.
There you
Okay. Presently, as of December 1st, and by the way, today is a palindrome, 12221. Just want to make that clear. 'Cause I love those things. So at this point, we have $5,387.12 in our bank account. The winter show, the total expenses for the winter show were $927.36, and this included the judge's fee, gift cards for the student judges, which was a wonderful community outreach we did this year for the winter show, food, and what else? And the 6 prizes. We had a first, second, third, and 3 honorable mentions. The deposits that I made were a total of $344, and that included, I included the sales. By the way, we sold 3 paintings from this show so far.
Right.
So those were included in the deposits, as well as we got 1 can dues, and then the 10% that can took for the winter show, normally we take 20, was 10%, and that was $29 we deposited. The total outlay to the artists then through CAN was $200 in their fee, the money they were owed for their pieces. So that's where we stand. And do you have any questions about how we do things? Or shows can get a little pricey because of judging and food, and then of course the awards, which I think are a real plus to give to our members.
And I'll piggyback on that. So our plan for Martinis with Monet, because we did have a big follow-up meeting with the township, our plan for July 2022 is to go back to the format where we have it catered, and we had the food trucks, which was wonderful, but I think we're gonna go back to, and I hate to use the word normal anymore, but I think we're going to go back to a more usual format where we have the catering, and so that's where that's
Right.
our biggest show of the year.
We do share costs though with the township.
Yes.
So, but yes, that is our biggest expense show of the year. So, anyone need to know anything else? I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to committees, and Mary Jane. Membership.
Hi. Well, we have 112 members, as Noelle had said, at this point, and we are going to keep accepting checks for membership along with PayPal. So right now, you can do both, either or. If you do have any change in address or phone number, if you could shoot me an email, I'd appreciate it when you re-register for CAN. And my email is in the newsletter. Okay? I think that's it.
Mary Jane,
Yes?
how much is membership? How much is
I
membership?
think it's 25.
25, okay.
Okay?
And if you pay by check, you just
Yes,
go
thank you.
to Cranberry Artist Network.
Right, and Mercy, where do you want it mailed to?
Let's use the CAN mailbox, the address, we're paying $200 and some for that thing.
Okay.
P.O. Box 1876,
Okay.
Cranberry Town.
Cranberry Township, PA 16066.
Okay. And it is on the website, that email, or that
Okay.
Mailbox.
mailbox. Okay? Any other questions?
And as far as paying your dues by check or anything you pay by check, I do try and hold those. For shows, I try and hold them until the opening, and then you get whatever you get. But with the dues, it's the same thing. I like to hold those until we have a bunch, instead of running back and forth to the bank with $25. So don't panic. You don't see your check clearing right away. It will be. So.
And if anybody wants to pay by check, and you want to pay tonight, we can take it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next one is exhibition. So I have a question, Jim. How will they hear Vicky since she's on there?
Anyone on Zoom should be able to hear it. She'll come through the speaker right by you.
Okay.
We can hear her here.
Okay, so Vicky, you're up for exhibitions. And like I said, I do have the,
Okay.
if you want to talk about back hall gallery, everybody has an agenda that you sent me. Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
so, I have, I just want to remind everybody, pickup for the show is, December 16th, that's Thursday, from 4 to 7. I think that's how we normally do it. And, if, you were interested in being in the back hall gallery, we have a tentative schedule right now. And, I think you probably have a copy of it. And if anybody's there that, would like to sign up, okay, and is the copy on a hard copy, Noel? Do you have a hard copy of that there?
everybody's got one.
Oh, okay. And like, like I said, it's tentative right now because I haven't heard back from a couple people. I started picking up from where we left off with before everything shut down. I started right back up there, and Monica was next, and then Keith Jones was next, and April is open. Bradley Page claimed May because he was next, and Margie Gardner. So, and then we have figurative drawing. If you're in the figurative drawing class, you can.
You're
There's
not gonna
going to be
do
a show
June?
about that.
Hold on one second, Vic.
April is open,
Uh-huh.
I prefer April.
Okay, so
June will be Garrison Days.
Oh, is she there?
Marge is here. So Marge is actually wanting April?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna move Marge to April. So April is confirmed for Marge.
Okay, so April is closed, so
Mhm, so-
that makes
June is open.
June is open.
So if everybody wants to mark their calendar to make sure, if you have an artist friend who is here, or I mean not here, but would be interested, let them know that according to the calendar.
I'll do October.
Okay, October?
Martha Skarlinski.
Who?
Martha Skarlinski.
Martha, okay. So please mark on October, Martha Skarlinski.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, Martha's here. So she's going to take October.
Okay, and yeah, send me a name of.
I will. I'll
last
update this
name.
and send it out.
Okay.
And then
Thank you.
my question, Vicki, is for February, and March, if you've reached out, do we have a deadline if we don't hear?
I will reach out again.
Okay,
I will give it another shot because
Okay.
they were on the list.
Okay.
And I want to, give everybody a chance. I might
Okay.
just call instead.
okay.
But
So
if
then-
anybody's interested, my email is it on that list right there?
I have it on the front. I have your Gmail
Okay.
on the front.
A Gmail, yeah.
We have a question from Carol Shuff, and she wants to know, is there a list for the display case? And she'd like an autumn month there if possible.
Okay.
I'll write that.
Okay. Mary Mason does display.
Wait, 1 second, Vicki.
Okay.
What, Mary?
September or October, because November will be putting in a Christmas.
Right, so Carol would get September or October, that'd be her choice.
Okay, I'll ask her.
Okay, I'm sorry, Carol, or Vicki. Go ahead, Vicki.
Okay, and if you're not familiar, in the back hall, it's your gallery for a month. I will help you hang. If you need help doing tags, I take forever to do them, but I'll do them. And and I can double hang. So I'll meet with you there and help you set up because I can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So And take down, yeah. And a reception. If you want to have a small reception, we don't have alcohol there. And it has to be during the same hours that the library is open.
Okay,
The reception does, because the building closes down when the library closes down. So we'll talk about it if you decide to, but just let me know so I can get you on a list.
okay. Question, Mary Jane?
I have a question. July and August, it says figure drawing
Mm-hmm.
for both of them. I assume that's because of the other show going on.
That's because of martinis.
Well, why
Yeah.
don't we do figure drawing and plein air?
Okay. You want to split the months,
Well, split the month or do it,
a joint?
have either thing, plein air people or figure drawings, both.
Okay,
Or
so
split the month, whatever.
if you didn't hear Mary Jane at home and Vicky, she was saying, can we add plein air to or July and August? So it's a plein air / figure drawing show.
Oh, absolutely.
And we could
I think
do
we
1
money
month
for-
of each, or we can combine it all for the 2 months.
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll add plus plein air.
okay.
Okay. Now, I'll pose a question out to everybody as well. So, looks like the only 2 months that would be left for 2022, shockingly, is February and March. So if you are interested in 2023, now would be, you might as well sign up because that's, you get your month. I will say, and Vicki will obviously go over this with you as well. As far as having a reception, you can obviously no alcohol because we're in a township public building. And your reception hours would have to be when the library is open. So if you couldn't hear her, it has to, your reception that you can plan. The township will provide a table so long as they know in advance. And we always get the question about music. That depends. If you want to have music at your reception, and I know there's times if you've been to our shows, sometimes we have music, sometimes we do not. If they are having a council meeting, then music is not, they don't have any music. Music is not allowed. So it depends on what other events are happening in the township building at that time. You can always ask. Sometimes they'll say, yes, you can have soft music. Sometimes they'll even put the music on. There is a speaker system in the municipal building where they pipe in music. So just something to consider when you're having your own show. If you have someone that likes to play guitar at your openings, then that's great, but we'd have to check first. So I just want to throw that out there.
And I'll do that for you.
Right, and
Yeah.
Vicky helps you with that. So we're not just saying, hey, have your one-person show and you've got to figure it all out. Vicky is fantastic at coordinating whatever it is that you want in the back hall for your show with the township.
Thank you.
Any questions for that, for Vicky? Okay. Next one I have is Kathy, Public Relations.
Well, first off, I'd like to apologize to Guy and Mary because I didn't really advertise this except on Facebook, and I probably should have sent a press release out, so I apologize. I didn't think about it, actually, until you did all that with the picture and everything. So I'll say that. But basically, if you're going to have, now that we're on one-person shows, if you're going to have a show and you want me to put something out to newspapers and to the Post-Gazette online, I would appreciate it if you would send me your information pretty far in advance, at least like a month in advance, because otherwise they don't put it in. It's hard enough to get it in if you have it in a month in advance. And other than that, if somebody would ever care to remind me of in a situation like this month, it remind me early, so I remember to put it on. Because I did, that was
Obviously, we all
an
forgot.
accident. That was an accident. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
I thought the town meeting was only open to members
Well,
or
you
people
know
who
what?
are about to join.
You know, but the demonstration is open.
I didn't know that.
I didn't really, I get confused all the time, but I did know this time, and I did honestly forget. So I own it up.
Okay, Colin is, and he's got Linda Kirby helping him now with the website, but he is out of town. So he's out of town this week. So check out the website. If you have any questions, shoot them through there. And check us. You know, if you see something, check us. Because we, like I said, we run the website, and we pay for tech support. And it seems like Colin and Linda are working out the bugs, especially with PayPal. So I tasked them with doing that and figuring out all those bugs, because really Colin is the one behind the scenes who is generating everything with the registrations. So everything that you put in, everything that you upload, he gets to the juror. I mean, there's a lot of behind the screen work that has to be done for the website. And I know PayPal and those glitches were really a headache. So hopefully, that's, like I said in my email, you know, we've gotten better at the tech. You know, we're learning too. And we'll talk about PayPal in the future. We will continue to talk about that online registration and going forward. So, any questions about that?
And if anybody doesn't know who Linda is, she's right here in the background.
There's Linda.
Do you have any questions about the newsletter?
Yeah, I'm more of the visual support in that story, because I'm not sure.
Have her come up and introduce
Yeah,
herself.
come up here.
Come up there.
Oh, I don't have anything to report, really.
That's okay.
Well,
Colin and I haven't had a chance.
There you go. This is Linda Kirby. She's the
Hello.
one helping Colin.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm talking everywhere. I just like a bobblehead.
I feel like you're talking to me.
Yeah.
yeah, Colin and I had tried to connect a couple of months ago, and it just didn't happen. Fall very busy season for me work-wise. But I'm really just visual support, so once we do finally get together, you know, I'm going to help with the redesign part. He's the bones of it. So, yeah, if anyone has suggestions or anything that they'd like to see different, you know, we're kind of hoping to give the website a little bit of design
refresh.
love.
A refresh.
Exactly.
Linda, are you able to take photos off of, because, okay, with our artists, you know, we do all this plein air and figure drawing, and then I post them on, and Kathy does too, on Facebook. And you know, on Facebook, there's a section that has photos. Will they be able to go into those photos and put them on our web?
I don't see why not. I'm also part of the West Hills Art League, and I help upload things to their website. So that part of it's not hard, but I would need some guidance from
The
Colin.
photos are usually a high enough quality that we can download them off of Facebook and then put them onto YouTube, as long as it's not going to be a large image.
Large format.
Yeah, because if it gets real large, depending on how you've uploaded it, it can look pixelated.
But like, would she have to have then some kind of a, not link, but permission to?
Well, she'd
be
become a
able-
page administrator.
But on Facebook as well?
Yeah, she'd have to be one of our page
Who
administrators.
could do that for her, so she could?
Any of us that have page administration rights. I do, Colin does, Kathy does.
I do too, but I don't know how to give it to her.
And
there's the
that's where
struggle.
we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay, that's
We're
what
not
I'm
there
just
yet. But
saying.
that's a wish. That's something we
Because
like.
Kathy is loading constantly new pictures. I am loading
I don't know that we
constantly.
can give permission. I think Colin has to do it because Carol Sheffick wanted to get it, and she did. He gave it to her. I couldn't do it.
Mm.
And for the other one, there was somebody else that wanted. and I couldn't give.
Okay, well, Colin can. I know he can.
Because there's
Yeah, and we
more
can
current
develop a
pictures in our
system.
He set it up, he was the original person who set up the Facebook page. But a lot, if I can just, I probably should go through my file on my computer and send pictures. Is that- so-
Well, we can work that out because I know I can change my profile to this, to my own personal one and as an administrator for the Facebook page. So I have rights to that too.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, we would love it to be a living document of, you
Mhm.
know, current things, not things that have been up for a couple of years.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but that's, you know, it's got to get our schedules in sync. So,
Yeah, that's a big job.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, programs, Mary.
Mary, while you're heading up there, just to let you know, Carol Sheffick would like September.
Okay, thanks. Well, hi, everybody. I first wanted to address plein air because we had a really good year this year. I felt like we had at least 10 people at every event. And if you're interested, we usually run plein air from April through October. And Kathy has been wonderful about like choosing the places that we meet, and it's on a Wednesday. And we usually meet about 9 o'clock, but you can just come whenever you want to come, and we usually leave by noon. And the weather has a lot to do with it, and if anybody can come. Like I brought my granddaughter who's 8, and she loved it. And so you could bring guests, and you don't have to call and let us know you're coming, you just show up. So you wake up that morning and you get all your supplies, and if you want to show up, come. So I thought we really had a really good summer. We only had a few rainouts. Okay, so currently what we're doing, we're working with figure drawing, and figure drawing is only on the first Tuesday of every month. And we have closed models, and we have sometimes refreshments, and we have a lot of space in between in a very large room. And our models come generally from Pittsburgh, and they're professional models. And we meet at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we stay there till 1 o'clock, just the first Tuesday. Now, we really would like to have 7 people show up because it's not worth our while to have the models drive, a long distance and then only have 2 people show up. So our December gathering will be on December 7th at 10 o'clock here at the Cranberry Community Center in the, the council room. And we would love to have everyone come and show up, and we might go out to lunch afterwards. So we'd really like to have a good turnout in December. Now, we won't be meeting in January because of the weather. It's not a very good month, but we will start again in February. All right, any questions about that? Oh, and Kathy has names of all the people that are interested and their emails, and she sends out one big blast as a reminder every month. And you just show up and
For
you...
plein air. You're talking about plein air.
We send one out we have 2 different groups,
Okay.
a figure drawing group
Got it.
and a plein air group, and some of them, go to both, overlap.
Okay.
So,
Mary, is there a fee for either of these events?
it's a
Like,
$10 fee from 10 in the morning to 1 o'clock, and that is really cheap. And
That's for figure drawing?
yeah, for that model to sit there that long, and it's much more expensive in other places.
Okay.
But that's why I say we really need to have 6 people. Last time we only had 5. But we've had 10, as many as 10. So if we get extra money, we hold it over for the next month. But we can't just keep doing that if we only have 5 people show up. We'd like to have 6 to 7 people each Tuesday. It's not just the first Tuesday, because somebody thought it was every Tuesday and they came. It's just the first Tuesday of every month. Now, you had a question.
I wondered, a few years ago, we did it also at night,
Yeah.
and is that not a possibility?
We just decided we we voted, I sent out an email and took a survey, and we had more people say morning. Sorry. For now, we're just doing mornings. We're having trouble getting enough people. You're thinking it might work better at night.
Well, personally for me, I do something every Tuesday morning, so that's
Okay.
no problem.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that. That's a possibility. Yeah, I think most people in the survey, the majority, it was morning. I don't know. But anyway, any other, if you would like to, if you're here tonight, you don't have to have experience in figure drawing. In fact, you could just, it's open to the public, anybody can come. You can bring anybody to figure drawing as well. So we really would like to have a larger group of people, if we could possibly get that. So, anything else? Jenny?
You had said recently that you want people to come a little bit early to get set up.
Yeah,
The
they,
model.
Hi, everybody that's watching at home. I'm going to try and investigate why we're getting a weird static noise, but bear with us.
where's that voice coming from?
Jim's
Because I didn't see Jim here. Okay, yes, Jenny brought up a good point. I come at about 9:15, and so, yeah, it's a good idea to come earlier than 10. The model starts at 10. We start the timer at 10, but you could come early to set up. And we'd love to have a good crowd because we're going to go out to lunch if you want. That's optional this time for December. So any other questions about anything? All right. Okay. This is weird talking here, here, and here. Sorry, I don't know how
Not
teachers.
for some of
I don't know how
us.
teachers do this.
Not for some of us. Okay. Was there any old business? Did we answer everything from May? Which seems like 9-10 years ago. Okay.
I do like how I did my ventriloquism.
I know.
And as far as new business, the only thing I would like to mention again, and I did that in the email as well, is we have 112 members. Okay, that's a lot in just 6 years. That's a lot. And I think it's important that everybody helps, everybody pitches in at some point. And that was what I kind of put in my final thought for 2021. An organization is only as good as its members. And I know our executive board, many of us work. You know, there's a good portion of us that work full-time. And we're doing a lot behind the scenes that maybe you never notice. There is a lot. I can attest to the fact that Martinis with Monet is months worth of work. In fact, I will start meeting with the township in March for July, that far ahead. I've already put an email into the caterer for July. So there's a lot behind the scenes, and I always feel like, and I feel like at school too, you're always preaching to the choir, to the ones that show up and who help and I'm really speaking to our entire membership. And that was my call to action maybe in the email, is that I would love if you would do more than pay dues. I would love if you would be an active member, volunteer to help hang a show, volunteer for a pickup, volunteer for anything. I mean, we do 3 shows a year, so it would maybe be one commitment a year, that if you helped hang a show or at the drop-off or the pickup, or, you know, there's a lot behind the scenes that I think people don't realize. You just drop your artwork and, you know, you come to the opening. There's a lot in behind the scenes. So I would love that if every member, I would love to have I'll even give you my personal email. I would love to have my inbox flooded with, say, hey, 2022, I would love that. Because I think, like I said in my email, you know, we've built, and it wasn't just us, it was all of us that built a great organization from the ground up. And I would love to have volunteers, other than just the 7 or 8 of us that, you know, do everything. So,
To whom do we direct ourselves to say, hey, I'll volunteer then?
well, if it's exhibitions, I'm going to direct you to Vicki. If it's programs, I'm going to direct you to Mary.
No,
Or,
I mean on the volunteering in general.
yeah, in general, me.
Okay.
and I'm happy to share my email. It is all lowercase, NCRKR@AOL.com. That email's older than my kids.
Jill Wiggins said she would like to volunteer. She'd be happy to help install.
Okay.
What? Jill Wiggins.
So installation, okay. So if she emails me, I will forward her email to Vicki. So, and again, if you volunteer once, if everybody does once, we would have every show covered for all. There's only a drop off and a pickup. Maybe helping Marcy clean up after and set up, refreshments. It would just seem to make sense to have a community of artists. We're all creating together. We're already working together. It would be great to volunteer together too.
Have the board, have they ever considered that that be a requirement membership?
Well, we know how requirements are going, don't we?
But just that in a positive way, because then you get to know people much better.
I will write it, we can have a discussion. Well, and I can tell you, Carolyn, you were a teacher, right? The only hesitation I have is there's a difference between being volunteering and voluntold. And that's what we get a lot at work. You were voluntold, which means I never get to volunteer, I'm just told to do it. So it's the word we use at work, you're voluntold to do it. But I was certainly happy to have the discussion about it. But I think I would want people to, I would want people to volunteer and be a part, and that's my hope. Because everybody's benefiting, the artwork, the shows, everybody's benefiting from it, so. And with that, a question?
Yes. When will be the next show? In March?
The next show will be coming up, spring would be those dates. And February, middle of February to the beginning of March. And like I said, the township has those dates right now because they assign us all of our rooms. So I have to tell them everything that we're doing, and they're assigning us rooms. Like they have the schedule to assign this room for us for next December. That's how far out they do it. So look around end of February, beginning of March. It's a 3-hour time commitment. If we had enough people, you could do an hour and a half in a shift, and it's a lot of help. Because I know Vicki, the back hall gallery, there's a lot of wiring to hang and double hang with that system. And I know Marcy does that, and everybody kind of pitches in back there. It's an intricate hand wire to back hall because of their system. So.
Do you want to or do you want to take a break, or just go straight into it?
If everybody, how about we do how about 5 minutes to give everybody get a drink, and Jim will adjust the audio. I have my teacher voice on, so everybody in Kentucky can hear me, and then we'll have Gaudi's fabulous presentation. Oh, one more question. Go, Carolyn, go.
I'm full of questions. Has there ever been, and maybe it's already existing, that I just don't know about it, but a directory of members?
Oh, we, and Linda, I'm going to pose this to you too. We have, because we now own the website that we have, we didn't before. We wanted to have an extra tab at the top for our member directory, because we struggled with that when we did not own the website, with adding that, and then some people didn't want their information shared. So we wanted to have that as a passcode to get in. That's what it was. We wanted a password protected link. Members only link for a member directory. Okay. So I'll put that under your section. Okay. Yep. Anything else?
There's one other one.
One other question?
From the audience?
From the audience.
Yes. So Joseph Petrie says that he has a question about membership dues paid via PayPal. There appears to be no link on the website. Also, the mailing address that was mentioned to mail checks is not on the website either. So I think we have a link, but
Is he on the membership page? I think it's on the membership page of the website.
I will put that on here.
Okay. Because there's different tabs at the top. And I'll write that in.
And the PayPal.
And he says no.
It's not?
So we'll have to look
Okay.
into that then.
There's not a show for it.
What's that?
It's not due yet.
Yeah, membership dues aren't due yet. But we'll check that out. Okay.
That one? Yeah, this one and that one.
Okay. All right, well then I'm going to adjourn and we'll pick back up in 5 minutes with Gotti Lesham.